Regina King tells all about the new season of Southland, your favorite romantic comedy cliches true to life, and escape the winter blues and get your travel on for 2013.
Welcome to Life Love Shopping. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Michelle Yarn. We have our friend, nutritional consultant Carol Cottrell in the house. She also wrote the book, The French Twist, and she's going to show us why and how to eat like the French and how that can help us lose weight.
Okay, the French do everything the right way.
Yeah, apparently so.
We'll also be talking about French parenting versus American parenting.
A lot of differences there.
And New York just wrapped their big fashion week, and we're also going to take you behind the scenes of Fashion Week as well. With our busy lives, we're always looking for a new shortcut to save time, but sometimes those choices are shortchanging our lives. Here's a list of things you need to make time for from Fitness Magazine. Your prescriptions do not depend on the pharmacy drive-through. You might lose out on an opportunity to talk to the pharmacist about side effects, generic options, and what to do if you miss a dose. Your health care providers, do not let your gyno be your only doctor. Even the most fit women need checkups for diabetes, cholesterol, and skin cancer. Your body, don't head straight for the showers after your spin class. Your body needs time for a major cool down. It takes about 3 minutes for your blood flow and body temp to return to normal. So give yourself about a half hour. Your lunch, stop eating lunch at your desk.
Oh man.
I know, everybody does this. Your desk could be covered with about 400 times more bacteria than the toilet. That doesn't change your mind. I'm not sure what will. Clean your desk and your office space daily. And shopping. Quit shopping online at midnight. I'm sorry, Michelle. Aside from making those impulse buys, the light from your computer can decrease melatonin and cause insomnia.
Well, mixing business with pleasure, it's always been a social taboo, but finding love at the office is becoming just as popular as online dating. Workers in the food service industry are the most likely to date a coworker. That's followed by dispatchers, advertising and promotions managers, and claims adjusters.
Oh, and those people know how to party.
Right. But not everybody is on board with the idea of an office romance. Dental techs think relationships between coworkers are nothing to smile about. Clergy, okay, office clerks, and bank tellers all share the same sentiment. And age might also be a factor when it comes to accepting office romance. 77% of baby boomers disapprove.
I think the office romance is tough because, you know, if something goes wrong,
every single day you got to see this person.
And then everybody knows your business.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about lip balm, shall we?
All right.
Lip balm is a winter must-have, but its benefits go beyond healing your chapped lips. Here are some new ways to use your lip balm. Use it to create a creamy shadow. Apply your favorite shadow followed by a dab of lip balm. It's a glossy, unique, yet understated way to shine. You can use it to tame flyaways. In a pinch, you can rub some chapstick on your palms and smooth through strands to fight the frizz. You can also use lip balm to perfect your arches. If you have a few stray eyebrow hairs, a fingertip of balm can keep those rogue hairs in place. And you can use it to heal your cuticles. Think of your lip balm as a cuticle cream, and you'll always have a soothing, smoothing solution at hand.
It's a wrap for New York Fashion Week, but we are still talking about the hot new runway looks, and here's a look behind the scenes.
This is Project Runway Season 11. Let's start the show.
They were incredibly creative. We had many flavors.
I am a totally geeked out fan. I mean, I love this show so much. I know all the players.
The 16 designers of Season 11.
What's new for fall is I think I've really expanded my range in terms of what I'm offering. It's a true sportswear collection from everything from incredible outerwear down to our usual sexy dress. I feel like she designs them for her and her friends, you know what I mean? So she obviously is on point with trend.
Season is inspired by my British heritage, so with a little bit of a 60s feel. Playing around with masculine, feminine.
Well, we're seeing the beginnings of a lot of return to tailoring and a real return to just the blacks and layering in darker colors.
And there's your front row seat to Fashion Week. When it comes to the French, they have a style all their own, from fashion to physique and even parenting. French versus American parenting was a hot topic recently on the Today Show. Here are some distinct differences up for debate. French moms make it a priority to have an active social or professional life outside of their children. Mothers in the U.S. put their kids' social life ahead of theirs 100% of the time. Positive reinforcement and building a child's self-confidence is common among Americans. French moms are not negative, but American parents tend to go overboard voicing their child's accomplishments. American moms show and express a lot of their affection to their children, while French mothers are more reserved, treating their children with the expectation that they will behave. Overall, mothers on either side of the Atlantic are reluctant to say one style of parenting is better, and that goes for our eating habits too. Michelle is in the kitchen.
Oui, oui, yes. You know, French parents are also the keepers of the fridge. Kids don't have the right to just rummage for food whenever they want. They have to ask an adult. But for those of us who did not grow up in France and we want to change our eating habits, we have nutritional consultant Carol Cottrell here to help us out. Welcome.
Thank you.
I love your book. It's called The French Twist, and it's really important to distinguish the differences here and why it's so much better for us to eat like the French, right? I mean, what are the big differences between the two of us?
I think the three big differences are the French keep it simple, they keep it real food, and they keep the portions smaller. Where we might go for quantity, they go for quality.
Okay, and what do you mean by keep it real? Like, I know Americans tend to go for like the packaged, pre-processed food. Right. Is that what you mean?
That's what I mean.
Okay.
And the French use just simple ingredients that you can recognize.
Right, so they kind of come in their own packaging. I've heard Andrea say a couple times.
That's right.
Now, I love Pinterest, and I know a lot of people at home do too, and we can use Pinterest to help us. Tell us how.
It's really simple. You know, Pinterest is a great visual storyboard. So whatever your interest is, if it happens to be real food or exercise or French food, there's a Pinterest board out there. There are just, you know, millions of people pinning great recipes.
Yeah, and you have a couple boards yourself that we can use?
I'm addicted.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's pretty bad. What would you say is the main ingredient that the French tend to go for? Is there any like one kind of secret thing we could try and incorporate more in our diets?
I think that the French embrace all food, and that's the difference. They're not into fads of any kind. Yeah. Real quality food they eat to the rhythm of their own taste.
I like that. Yeah. All right, well, speaking of eating, we've got a couple of things here, and you're going to show us how to make a French-style homemade salad dressing. Why is salad dressing, before we jump in?
Because, you know, this is a great example of our convenience factor, where we might just buy a bottled dressing. The French, it takes just a minute to make a great dressing. I actually tried this dressing in a restaurant in Belgium, and it tasted so good to me that I thought there must be a secret ingredient, but there wasn't. It was just these three simple ingredients. It's champagne vinegar.
Champagne vinegar.
Exactly. I keep mine in the refrigerator. I don't know why, it makes it taste better. Olive oil, a little bit of salt.
Okay.
Unless you're putting a cheese like Parmesan on your salad, then they might eliminate the salt because the Parmesan's already salty.
Got it.
And I thought we could make a simple
Let's get started.
Salad dressing, for a freshly dressed salad, and then one maybe that we want to beef up a little bit. Maybe if you had potatoes or chicken in it, we would add one other ingredient.
And I noticed you don't have a measuring cup.
So the rationale here is about a third or 1 part vinegar to 2 parts olive oil.
Okay.
Now, here, you can do 2, and we'll show you the right way to do it. Michelle, you'll be doing it the right way because you're going to whisk in the olive oil, but I'm going to do it the quick American way.
All right.
And in a jar where we can shake it.
Okay.
So here we go. So about 2/3 olive oil.
And I've never used champagne vinegar before. I've always used balsamic.
Yeah, and it depends on what kind of salad you're making. If this is simple greens with, let's say, cucumber and tomatoes, this is a great dressing.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to put a little salt.
Now, I notice your salt is pink. Is that the Himalayan?
No, I don't know. This is borrowed salt.
I don't know.
So we're just going to pretend
salt,
it's white salt.
All right, I'll let it go.
It's coming out white. Okay, and so you can try it too. Now, did you see how simple that was?
It was very easy.
Okay, so if you really wanted to cop out, This
But
is
I
your
like that
homemade
you're
dressing.
shaking it up in a mason jar because then you can just keep that in the fridge.
Yeah, and then you're
Okay.
ready to go. So how long does that take? We can identify all of the ingredients.
Yeah, well, I can tell
Simple,
you it
real.
took 30 seconds because I got the producer in my ear counting me down.
There you go.
See? Thank
here-
you, Carol.
If you want it even a little more
This
emollient.
would be my style, for sure. Mix that up and you're good to go. Yep. Thank you so much.
That's
I
it.
appreciate the help. You should check out her book, The French Twist, and we'll have more info on our website, lifeloveshopping.com. Andrea?
All right, looks good, Michelle. You look like a pro over there.
I know.
Coming up in honor of President's Day, we are going to put your presidential knowledge to the test. Plus, actress Regina King joins us to talk about her new season of Southland and who's keeping her real when she's off the set. And we continue our Great American Bar Tour as we check out some of the most outrageous bars across the U.S. Heading to Milwaukee anytime soon, you'll need the password to get into the safe house. On the TNT hit drama Southland, Regina King plays homicide detective Lydia Adams. Cool, calm, and by the book while she's on the job, but after hours, the effects of her high-stress job take on a life of their own.
I don't know how you do it. From nursing a baby to examining a corpse? Must feel strange. Which part?
She got her start in the 80s television series 227 and worked her magic on the big screen in movies like Jerry Maguire, Boys in the Hood, and Ray. And now Regina joins us on Life Love Shopping. Welcome, Regina.
Well, thank you, and thanks for having me on the show.
Tell us about the new season of Southland.
The new season picks up full swing like we've been doing. Lydia is a new mom, and she's not handling motherhood so perfectly. Not that she thought that it was going to be perfect, but she didn't think it was going to be like this. And we come right in seeing her not handling it so well.
And what do you love about playing a detective?
Oh, gosh, that I appreciate that they exist and that I don't have to be one in real life.
Do you think we'll see more sort of rip from the headline storylines in Southland?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We continue to try to keep it as real as possible. One of our taglines, I can't remember which one of the actors came up with, is keeping it real so you don't have to.
It's very gritty. It's got a very real life aspect to it. Why do you think so many actors like yourself, big screen actors, are gravitating toward television roles these days?
A lot of us are parents, and it's much easier to raise a child and remain in one city when you're on a show than it is with doing a movie, because you never know what the location for the movie or locations for a movie is going to be. And then two, I think I speak for a lot of actors when I say that it's not really just that movie versus TV as much as it's you go to where the good work is, and there's just a lot of interesting things on TV now.
What does your son think of all of your work, your acting career?
I mean, he thinks it's cool. I mean, I'm mom. You know, when he's asked that question, he always says, when people ask me that, I really don't understand. I feel like I want to ask, well, what do you think about your mom being a teacher? It's like it's my mom, you know? So I don't think he really puts it in a place like my mom is on TV, you know? Sure, he knows that. Sure, he's aware of that. Sure, he's aware of the perks that we've gotten from having a mother that's on TV, you know, the free things you get and stuff like that. But he gets in trouble like every kid, you know. I've never had a nanny, and I've never, you know, I try to keep it as normal as possible.
All right, Regina, thank you so much. Congrats on all your success. You can catch new episodes of Southland on TNT Wednesday night.
Well, from the crime dramas to the romantic comedies, you know rom-coms get away with some pretty unlikely scenarios like John Cusack outside a window. the boombox. However, some of them are not too far from the truth. Take, for instance, the big guy who marries the beautiful girl in Hitch. Now, studies prove relationships where the man is less attractive than the woman tend to be more satisfying and last longer. Husbands who marry up tend to be more invested in their wives because they consider themselves lucky. Another romantic comedy cliche, love begins with hate. In When Harry Met Sally, for instance, the two share a mutual disdain until they realize they cannot live without each other. Now, in real life, when anger bubbles over into passion, that's when you know you love the person despite all of their flaws. And here's a good one. Your best friend is the one. In My Best Friend's Wedding, Julianne realizes her best friend is her soulmate when he gets engaged to another woman. A recent study revealed opposite-sex friendships are tough because one is more likely to want more than just friendship. And people in relationships who are attracted to a friend are less happy in their dating situations.
So who's going to be brave enough to step forward and say, I like you more than just friends?
Somebody's got to do it. Yep.
In honor of President's Day, we are going back to class with a little history lesson.
Yeah, and Lisa Spooner from our news partner, The Daily Buzz, is here with some trivia for us.
Yeah, well, since it is President's Day today, we've got some fun facts for you about some of our country's leaders from the past. First of all, did you know that John Adams, our second president, was the first one to actually live in the White House? Or that Thomas Jefferson could speak 6 different languages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Martin Van Buren was the first president born an American citizen because up until then, they had all been citizens of the British colonies. Here's a funny one for you. Rutherford B. Hayes was the first pres to use a phone, and his number was 1.
No way.
Yeah, 1.
Oh, cool.
Or how about this fact? President Herbert Hoover spoke Chinese to his wife so they could keep their stories private.
Oh.
Gerald Ford held the prom for his daughter's high school at the White House. I'd have loved to have been part of that high school class.
Totally.
President George H.W. Bush survived 4 plane crashes during World War II.
Wow.
And then, of course, we can't forget about our current prez. The Big O has read every Harry Potter book, and he collects Conan the Barbarian and Spider-Man comic books. How's that for a president?
And you're a big Potter fan too, right, Lisa?
Oh, absolutely. When I read that, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally using that for my factoid.
I'm right there with you, Lisa. I've read them all.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Coming up on Life Love Shopping, the perfect destination for your next winter escape.
Plus, from childcare to education, the states with the highest price tags for parents.
Welcome back to Life Love Shopping. Looking to escape from the winter blues, lifestyle expert Elizabeth Mayhew has the perfect place for a vacation sure to please the entire family.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Mayhew, and I'm here to talk to you today about beating the winter doldrums through travel. If you just need to get away, then the place you should go is Monterey County, California. It is an absolutely beautiful breadth of coastline in the United States. It's not expensive. You can experience Big Sur with its iconic drives. It's consistently rated one of the best road trips for active travelers, whether you want to hike or surf, or maybe you just want to unwind at the beach or by a spa. It has 24 golf courses, including the famed Pebble Beach, which is absolutely beautiful, and you could see often very famous people playing golf there. If you want to experience something a little bit more racy, head over to Skip Barber's Racing School at the Mazda Raceway, where you might even spot some celebrities. You could take a class, that's right, with Brad Pitt or even Tom Cruise, as they're often there. Speaking of celebrities, many have chosen to get married there, like Natalie Portman and Anne Hathaway. It's also consistently one of the best places for food and wine in the country. It has incredible vineyards with very famous wine-themed tours like the Carmel Wine Walk by the Sea or the ATV Vineyard Tours. In fact, it's the only California region this year to be named by wine enthusiasts as one of the top 10 wine destinations in the country. So head there for food. It's incredible. It's often referred to as the salad bowl of the world. So much fresh produce is there. You'll often find farmers markets every single day. They're also leaders in sustainable seafood like Dungeness crabs. In terms of a family trip, you can't beat it. There is the incredible Monterey Bay Aquarium, where if you plan ahead, you can even spend the night. There are great museums, whale watching, biking, kayaking. You can kayak right next to the sea otters, which is just an incredible thing for you and your family to just witness nature right in the water. There's great museums, art tours, history tours. For more information, head to seamonterey.com and actually enter to win. They're running a contest called More Monterey. You could be one of the 6 lucky winners who wins a trip there. So again, it's seamonterey.com. Click on More Monterey and you could win. Also head to their Facebook, Sea Monterey, or head to their Twitter, More Monterey, hashtag More Monterey. So I hope you win because you can't miss it.
Man, my bags are packed. That was beautiful.
Yes.
Well, it's no secret raising a child is expensive. You have to factor in the cost of food, education, and childcare. That bill can change based on where you live, too.
Here are some of the priciest states for parents based on the average yearly cost for full-time childcare, housing, in-state tuition, and food. New Hampshire is the most expensive state to raise a family. New Hampshire's average in-state tuition for a 4-year program, just under 15 grand, the highest of any state on their list. It also ranks in the top 20 for both childcare and housing costs.
The Garden State takes second place. New Jersey is similar to New Hampshire when it comes to the price of childcare and food, but it's the housing prices that set the state apart from the rest. The annual housing tab is more than $5 grand per child.
And Massachusetts ranks as 3rd most expensive to raise children. It has the highest childcare costs of any state in the top 5, costing you nearly 10 grand a year just for one child. Wow. Oh boy. Well, that does it for our show today, but coming up tomorrow on Life Love Shopping, we're talking with girl star Allison Williams about relationships, life, and her new hit HBO series, plus new ways to fight the flu bug and keep your household healthy.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. That does it for Life Love Shopping.